You are entering a dimension of sound. You carefully come in through the threshold with wonder, yet skepticism. You see the faint shape of an outline of a robot arm petting a cat. You faintly hear the haunting sounds of a man playing a tambourine. The sound augments into two men playing with a soundboard. You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Stay a while and listen. And now, where Nephilim news meets biblical views, you'll find broken memes and shattered dreams. Give it up for Basil and Gons.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Today is January 24th, 2020, and this week in episode 173, UFOs, time travelers, and the ghost realm. My name is Basil.
And this is Gons. Welcome to the podcast where we are 100 seconds to midnight on the doomsday clock.
That's right. We finally made it, folks. Good job, humanity. And thank you. Who helped out with that's a new intro song?
New
Gons.
high energy intro, and that was the lovely voice.
Energy.
I know. I'm so pumped.
I feel so jacked up right now.
I know. We've gone away with our laid back ways. We're kicking it up a notch, and that was actually the voices you heard there.
Steven!
He's just
Steven,
everywhere. He's taking over the show.
That's right. Thank you very much, Steven. And if you guys want to meet Steven, head over to canarycry.community. Yeah, wow. There's a whole new feeling. I was a little bit intimidated about a new intro. And of course, we understand whenever podcasts change their music or change their logo or change their thumbnail art, it always takes a little bit of getting used to. So I will say we're just giving it a test. I mean, if the people start revolting and exercising their Second Amendment rights against our new intro song, I don't know, Gons, I might have to fold, but I like it. It's filled. What I love about it is it's completely filled and almost entirely constructed with inside jokes that longtime listeners will love and first-time listeners will love discovering as they listen more throughout the archives.
And if people hate it, we don't have to take the blame. We can just throw it, you know.
Steven!
Yeah, it's all Steven's fault, people. If you don't like it, it's all Steven's fault. Sorry, Steven, but that's just the way it is.
The way it is.
It's just the way it is. Okay, here's how you want to start the show, Gons? You ready for a Flippy update?
I'm ready.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
As referenced in the new theme song, Flippy is the colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs and enslaving our children and flirting with our spouses. And I liked the one in the song was petting a cat. So. But today is not actually a Flippy update. I'm calling it a Marty update.
Oh.
Marty. I think there's potential here for a whole new species of Flippy.
Okay. The Martys.
You ready for it? Yeah, Marty's.
Marty McFly.
This is BusinessInsider.com. A high-profile murder case hinges on an alibi involving a googly-eyed grocery store robot named Marty. A woman charged in a murder case. What?
It's just the pic. I just want to mention that the image on the article, this Business Insider article, is of this robot Marty with huge googly eyes and a sign that says "giant," which just doesn't.
So for those who don't know, this is not a robot arm. Marty is. Some people may have seen this. I know in California, I've never actually seen one, but people have sent me pictures. Where department stores, Walmart's doing it now, grocery stores, they have these robots that are just sort of wandering the aisles, and they scan products, making sure, if things need to be restocked, it tells the owner or something. And they also alert employees to like spills and accidents and any other, sort of mishap in the grocery store. This one is just like it looks like if if there were a remake of Doctor Who, the Daleks, are you familiar,
yeah.
Gons? Yeah. They're just sort of like trash can looking. This is just kind of a dark column that's a robot that just sort of roams around the grocery store, and somebody put humongous googly eyes on it to make it a little bit more friendly, and
reminds me of Gumby. Remember Gumby?
Very much like Gumby.
Yeah,
yes.
just the
like
middle
a
part,
robot,
the body part.
It's like a robot Gumby. Okay, back to the article here. A woman charged in a murder case has an unusual alibi that involves a grocery store robot named Marty. Jennifer Doulos, a Connecticut woman, was last seen on May 24th. Her estranged husband, Fotis Doulos, and his girlfriend, saucy, Michelle Traconis, were both arrested earlier this month in connection with her disappearance. Fotis Doulos was charged with murder, and Traconis was charged. This sounds like a Game of Thrones cast here. Fotis Doulos and Traconis was charged with conspiracy to commit murder. Both were initially arrested in September on charges of tampering with evidence. Part of Traconis's alibi, recorded in her arrest warrant for her whereabouts on that day that Jennifer Doulos went missing, involves a visit to a Stop and Shop store in Simsbury, Connecticut. Traconis says she took a picture of herself with Marty, a googly-eyed robot that alerts employees about potential hazards and spills in store aisles. And then, Gons, just to throw in a little bit of advertising. They go into this next thing. Marty was rolled out to 172 Giant stores and 325 Stop and Shop locations beginning last January. According to a website for the robot, Marty has cameras to take photos of the floors to identify hazards, though it does not take videos of customers. The website also says that Marty does not monitor for any security threats. Stop and Shop said it could not comment on whether Marty's surveillance records would be subpoenaed or whether Marty or Stop and Shop could corroborate Traconis' alibi. The Connecticut State Police also could not comment on Marty's involvement in the case as the investigation is ongoing.
Can you tell us what Marty can tell us?
I cannot confirm nor deny the involvement of Marty the robot in this case. Marty has become popular among customers, mostly children. Hey, come on. I feel personally triggered by that. I am also, Marty's popular with me. Marty is celebrating 1 year since the start of the rollout with the birthday party at all 325 Stop and Shop stores on Saturday. So just ending with a little fun note about Marty regarding this murder case.
Solving crime, but also loving children.
Keep that in mind, people. Whenever you see a robot, it may be plotting your demise, but it could also be your alibi when you're suspected of murder. Why do you think I have all the Roombas in my house? That just needs it. I'm innocent. Just ask Roomba. What if they subpoenaed my Roomba?
They would probably find a lot of trash, a lot of cat hair. This man was
this
immersed in cats.
Roomba was forced to suck up cat hair all day long. Okay, there you go. That's a Marty update. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye out for these Marty stories. I like Marty.
Yeah, you might. We should have people send in their pictures with Marty if they ever see him in stores.
Yeah, if anybody out there, people need to start sending me pictures of robots in the wild. Okay, here's the thing: canarycryradio@gmail.com. Yes, we could do a thread on canarycry.community or send any robot sightings out in the wild. Take a picture, send it to canarycryradio@gmail.com. I want it. I want to see these things in the wild. Any robot in the wild, you send me a picture. Okay, moving on, Gons.
Moving on.
Are you ready to become cyborg?
This is livemint.com. This is just a quick throwback to something we reported on a couple weeks ago. Opinion our species might soon be able to hack death and live forever. And
classic.
Classic. The line here says, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, were the words I started humming when I read about Samsung's Neon, which, again, we reported on a couple weeks ago. Neon was created by Samsung's Star Labs and stated The stated long-term goal is to turn them into avatars and act and respond like real human beings. They'll be designed for specific roles. They're expected to be news readers, tour guides, concierges, the music teachers. At present, a neon adopts the likeness of a real human and then has artificial intelligence layered over it to create millions of possible animations, gestures, and speech reactions. What Star Labs Chief Executive Officer Pranav Mistry wants to do eventually is build these avatars from scratch and then open the platform up for other developers to build their narrow intelligence on top of it. And Basil, I'm just going to reference a little scripture here, Revelation 13, and there's a reference that the people build the image to the beast. It's not that the image of the beast rises and then all of a sudden everyone has to worship it, but actually after the mortal head wound and it's healed, the second beast, the false prophet, also calls fire down from heaven. So you got that going on too. But one of the things he does is deceive the world into building the image for the beast. So just a little angle there of, hey, we're building the foundational technology, but it's up to you to niche down and, figure out ways for these neon humans to be actually helpful in the field. And eventually it could get to that point where, it develops a complex where it desires worship. And there you go.
Yeah,
Prophecy
they're kind of like,
fulfilled.
here's the materials. Now create your own god, people.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Great. Loved it. Update on the neon thing. They're kind of the closest and most advanced sort of human avatar, AI-enabled human avatar thing that we've seen. So we'll keep an eye on that for everybody.
Right. Yep.
All right, Gons. Moving on. You want to hear about some aliens?
Oh, aliens, yes. We got a quick reminder here.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Hey.
Where are the aliens?
Demonic power!
Wow, this is like a mid-roll advertisement for the show you're listening to. Love it. All right.
Just to remind people, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, good. Yes, it's just in case somebody tunes in the middle of the episode. They know what show they're listening to. Here we go on, I don't even know really how to say this. minafm.com.
Yeah.
Aliens could be living with us, says an astrobiologist. Okay, so not necessarily the most surprising headline because we've been following this kind of stuff for a while. Lots of astrobiologists, say that aliens could be living with us, not just tinfoil hat wearers. But I'm gonna just read right on through this, and then we'll do some discussion at the end.
Yep.
A few weeks back, Helen Sharman, the first British astronaut, made the bold claim that aliens exist and could be living among us, completely undetected. The remark drew widespread attention, given that it is aliens we're talking about, leading many to wonder how species from other worlds could survive without getting noticed. I like that. How could they survive without getting noticed? Because obviously,
we're so smart. If
we noticed them, we would destroy them immediately and see how good they taste in a deep fryer. Now, an astrobiologist has explained how that could be possible. Remark first. Let's revisit what Sherman had said. In an interview with The Observer, Sherman had said that aliens exist and, quote, "there's no two ways about it." She justified the assertion by saying, quote, "there are so many billions of stars that there must be all sorts of different life forms. Will they be like you and me? Maybe not. It's possible they are here right now and we simply can't see them."
Ooh.
Explanation. But how could this be possible? Following Sharman's remarks, or Samantha Rolfe I remember Samantha Rolfe, from UK's Brayfordbury Observatory, published an editorial in The Conversation explaining how invisible alien life can actually exist on Earth. Basically, the astrobiologists claim that there is no fixed or complete definition of life apart from what we see on Earth, which practically opens the possible form of an alien creature to thousands of interpretations, including the invisible one. Information aliens Wow, this is a weird. I think they're missing some colons in this thing. Information. Aliens. It seems like whoever wrote this had a rubric for how to write an article, and they forgot to take out like
the basic outline.
Yeah, the outline.
What
things.
Tells you
information.
Put info here.
Yes, info here, explanation here. Okay. Aliens mostly imagined as human-like creatures. Most of the movies depicting aliens show them as humanoids or human-like creatures, which is enough in itself to explain that humans mostly limit alien life forms to, quote, to geocentric, possibly even anthropocentric ideas of what life looks like, Rolf added. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Possibly creatures with different biochemistry could be on Earth. Rolf said that if aliens are here on Earth, like Sharman said, they could be living in a microscopic, quote, shadow biosphere, which Earthlings cannot see. Quote, by that, I don't mean a ghost realm. Gonzo, I don't mean a ghost realm.
What? We didn't say anything.
No, not a ghost realm. Stop.
Why are you being so defensive? We didn't say anything. Like what? You were talking. You were talking about a shadow biosphere.
I said shadow biosphere, not a ghost realm, okay? But undiscovered creatures probably with a different biochemistry, Rolf wrote, adding that, quote, we can't study or even notice them because they are outside of our comprehension, not because it's a ghost realm. I like to think we should all find this lady's Facebook page and just all ask her about a ghost realm.
Just really trigger.
I don't mean a ghost realm. Well, Mrs. Rolf, do you mean a ghost realm? All right. Moving on. Life form silicon-based biochemistry could be a possibility, per Rolf in the same op-ed. Rolf also suggested that microscopic alien life with silicon-based biochemistry, which is different from our carbon and nitrogen-based one, could have landed on Earth via a meteorite. Quote, we do not have evidence for life-forming carbon-based molecules having arrived on Earth on meteorites, she wrote, while implying that this could have also happened for, quote, more unfamiliar life forms, quote, quote, not a ghost realm, Gons.
Yeah, she said we do have evidence for life forming from carbon-based molecules. But yeah,
what did I say? Did I say not? Yes.
Yeah, you said don't, but it's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it's just hilarious how they have to tiptoe around certain things to keep it material, but also say that it's immaterial or unseen.
You know what this reminds me of? Sorry to interrupt, but like they're talking about invisible aliens living around us, which obviously sounds a lot like the explanation of, aliens being more of a spiritual being, demons or spirits or something like that, rather than extraterrestrial or more of a interdimensional thing. Not a ghost realm, Gons. It reminds me of our Canary Cry radio episode with what was her name? Karen Hudis.
Oh yeah, Karen Hudis.
Where she was talking about,
she hung up on us.
Yeah, where she was talking about some sort of alien or something. And I mean, she was basically she was explaining Nephilim. She was talking about Nephilim, but wouldn't call it Nephilim.
Homo capensis.
Yes, Homo capensis. Check it out. If you find an episode number for that, let's throw it up so people can check it out. If you want to listen to the episode of Canary Cry Radio where I angered the guests so much that they left the call because what they were describing Nephilim and they didn't like that very much. But that's kind of what this is. I mean, they're like, nope, the aliens, they're just invisible and we have no way of detecting them. They could be, all around us in a shadow biosphere. Not a ghost realm, a shadow biosphere.
It's really interesting, too, because this is a pattern that's really starting to take shape with a lot of the traditional ivory tower sciences. There was a clip I played from an old debate by William Lane Craig, and he was debating some evolutionists or some Big Bang physicists or something. And basically it came down to this guy, this physicist, describing a computer, saying, oh, this computer is non-physical. This computer is this computer is that. And William Lane Craig calls him out on it and says, well, what you're doing is just basically calling God a giant computer, And so whatever it is, when they come face to face with that immaterial reality, they seem to just misdirect it to themselves.
Well, right.
Even if they're called out, it's like, no, they're like in denial. It's weird.
It's a sort of, from our perspective, it's an irrational distinction to be making.
Right.
And like, I don't know if they're talking about the same thing, but they just specifically say it's not a ghost realm. Okay. It's a shadow biosphere. Okay.
Still within the biology of which we do not understand, but still biology.
Couldn't possibly comprehend.
And couldn't possibly see, but still biology. I think you're talking about like another dimension.
Sounds like you're talking about a ghost realm.
Or like a spirit realm.
Okay, there you go. So there's not a ghost realm, everybody. It's just science.
Just science. I'm getting that weird sound on my microphone again.
I heard it for a second over here, but no longer.
I'm getting zapped.
Must be the ghost realm.
The ghost realm is zapping us. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see.
Yeah, let's do this last one, but make sure to save some time because I want to talk about some stuff at the end.
Okay.
You don't know what you're looking at.
What's driving that thing? It's not a space alien.
Aliens. It's unidentified.
Our favorite outlet, futurism.com. Professor, UFOs may be time-traveling humans from the future.
Yes.
Of course, it's not a new theory to listeners to the Canary Cry experience, but now a professor says it, so it must be legit now. A new book suggests...
Yep.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead. I'll come in later.
A new book suggests that scientists take a closer look at a seemingly bizarre idea that it's not extraterrestrials piloting UFOs, but time-traveling humans from the future. Quote, we know we're here. We know humans exist. We know what we've had a long evolution, or we know that we've had a long evolutionary history on this planet, and we know our technology is going to be more advanced in the future. Author Michael Masters, a professor of biological anthropology at Montana Technological University, told Space.com, quote, I think the simplest explanation innately is that it is us flying UFOs. Dun, dun, dun. For science, Masters isn't the first to float this idea, but in his new book, he attempts to support it by drawing on his expertise on anthropology. If future scientists could go back in time to see what today's humans were like, rather than trying to learn from ancient relics, it might be hard for them to pass up the opportunity. Quote, the alleged abduction accounts are mostly scientific in nature, Masters told Space.com. Quote, it's probably future anthropologists, historians, linguists that have turned into little gray creatures, that are coming back to get information in a way that we currently can't without access to that technology. Time tourists, but scientists aren't the only future humans Masters thinks could be visiting us via UFOs. He believes time travel could be a big tourist industry in the future too. Quote, undoubtedly in the future, there are those that will pay a lot of money to have the opportunity to go back and observe their favorite period in history, he told Space.com. Some of the most popular tourist sites are the pyramids of Giza and Machu Picchu in Peru, old and prehistoric sites, unquote. So there you go.
Yeah.
Proof.
This is interesting. I've heard this before, but when it got brought up again today, I remembered how much I liked this theory because it connects a lot of things. Now, obviously, it flies in the face of the sort of demonic meat suit, interdimensional, spiritual aspect of UFOs, which is commonly talked about on this show and our other shows. But let's just take a moment and explore this because we also like time travel. We've looked into time travel quite a bit. I used to be, I myself am a time traveler. Mostly just I travel. I mostly travel into the future at sort of normal Earthling pace. But that being said, with the fact that UFOs, for the most part, tend to stay as undetectable as they can. There's rarely, besides the crash, there's rarely, people coming in firsthand contact with UFOs, but you see them up in the sky. And the idea is that UFOs are trying to stay kind of sneaky. And with the idea, I was trying to find the actual pop culture reference, but it's popped up a few times where, if time travel was real, then there would be laws governing it. The government would be regulating time travel. Yes, time police, where, it would be against the law to come in contact directly with humans of a time in the past or in the future. And so that might be a good reason why UFOs are, just tourists, dads with Hawaiian shirts and wearing socks with sandals, just floating around, taking a look on their time vacation and, don't want to get a ticket so they don't come in direct contact with people. I think it's very interesting. I like in this article, he literally says, it's probably future anthropologists, historians, linguists that are coming back to get information in a way that we can't currently without access to the technology. It's probably future people coming back to study us.
Probably.
Makes the most sense to this guy, apparently.
Yeah. Just to mention too, and kind of a pitch to the Canary Cry community, there is a time travel in the Bible thread. And there are books that have been written. The one I shared is called Time Travelers of the Bible by Gary Stearman. And there's some interesting arguments to be made about certain characters of the Bible, certain prophets appearing in various locations throughout the scriptures. And
the sun standing still, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but there's also I'm forgetting who it is now, but
Enoch and Elijah have been transported. I have the thread open here, so
okay, yeah. So there's that. Jim Wilhelmsen made a couple videos about it, and so there's a lot going on there, and some possibilities. Not saying that we know for sure, but hey, God could probably push people through time. But
we're having a good time.
Wouldn't God break all the rules, though? Wouldn't he be like, time police, I am God. I can override the time police.
Yeah, he could do that for all sorts of things.
He's gonna be a problem for
But it would be interesting, though, because technically, if UFOs are time travelers and we see UFOs and think they're UFOs, then the people in the future should know that we saw the UFOs. They're time travelers and thought that they were aliens. I don't know. Now we're getting into a time travel recursive loop.
Yeah, there's a loop. I was going to say, maybe in the future, there's a court, and if there are past humans who bring up the sightings of them, they get called into question. Like, hey.
Yeah, you're right. There's definitely time court. If there's time travel and time cops, there's definitely court, right? Time court. And it's, time court. On ABC at 9. Dun dun.
Judge Judy's head in a vat. Okay.
Dun dun.
I think we're
all right. We've okay, that's all we got for today, Gons. But hey, everybody, we got a Patreon account. That's how we keep this show moving. If you are a new listener, or you have listened to 10 episodes, 20 episodes, or 150 episodes, we ask, we continue to make this. We put out 2 episodes a week, one of them here on the free feed. Another episode every single week you can get at patreon.com/CCNT. And here's the thing, folks, we have yet to sell out and sell your attention for our own personal gain. It's just something we don't necessarily believe in. So we request that if you find value in any of the stuff that we do, please consider returning that value, because when we participate in a value trading proposition, that's how the economy works. So if you want to keep this show going, if you value Canary Cry News Talk and you want it to keep coming, head to patreon.com/CCNT. And, just
CCNT.
remember. What did I say?
CCCNT. You had 3 C's there. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my gosh. CCNT. Patreon.com/CCNT for Canary Cry News Talk. Hop on there. We've got all sorts of cool rewards and support levels. And you get a bonus episode of Canary Cry News Talk every single week. That's right. That's double dose of Canary Cry News Talk. And this week, we're going to be talking about the Washington Post and their anti-conspiracy theory about chemtrails. We're talking about mapping flies' brains, some more stuff about brains. And, guys, I'm very excited. I threw one in there without telling you. CRISPR chicken, baby. We got the CRISPR chickens to make crispy chicken. So if you want to hear about any of those things, head to patreon.com/CCNT. Also, remember, canarycry.community. It's a real URL. It is our off Facebook lizard person free social media forum where Canarians just like you are teaming up. We're getting in there. We got almost 800 people in that forum, and the conversations are really starting to get rolling. And this is a place for people to meet other listeners just like yourself, discuss all sorts of things that you can't discuss in church on Sunday morning. And people are really loving it over there. And here's the thing. People are quickly discovering that we all have varying opinions on different parts of the fringe genre. And that's okay. Everybody gets along over there. Nobody's triggered. We have to do very little moderating or settling people down. Everybody's very fun. People are connecting in real life through that forum. So I recommend everybody go do that. You have to. You simply must go to canarycry.community, a real URL, and join the club over there. Anything else to announce, Gons?
They chop up the bodies and put them into the sausage and hamburgers. People are being cannibalized. Look it up.
I want to shake things up, stir up some controversy, rattle a few cages. Hey, stop that! You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man, a crusader for the little guy. Leave the bird alone. Never. Rattle a few cages. Rattle a few cages.
Hallelujah.
Look it up.
Look it up. That was good timing. So there you go, folks. Yes, if you have friends who are not listening to Canary Cry News Talk, they're still getting all their news from Facebook and the mainstream. You need to let them know about Canary Cry News Talk. We have fun here every single week, and we're just gonna keep on doing it. So make sure to tune in next week to Canary Cry News Talk. But until then, think outside the cage.
Steven!